Good morning. So, I wanted to let you guys know how I feel about Memoria Press kindergarten program, their whole curriculum. The Memoria Press, I'm sorry this is backwards, but their whole program I purchased in 2019. Back in June, I purchased the whole curriculum you see here in the magazine, the Bible, the phonics, the math, the enrichment, the copybook, everything I purchased from Memoria Press. And can I just say, we absolutely loved it. We adored it. And I want to give you my top 5 reasons why we enjoyed Memoria Press full curriculum for kindergarten and why we are purchasing first grade from Memoria Press this year. So, I have a list, so if you see me looking down, that's why I'm looking at my list. So first things first, why we love Memoria Press is it's completely planned out for you for the entire year. What days, what books, what pages to do. If you see, here is my book. As you can see, I color-coded it. Certain books are certain colors. So if I opened up for the week, I knew exactly what I was looking forward to, what to expect because of my color coding. So it's well planned out. I never had to do any guesswork. I never had to fret about what to do next, how to plan for the next week, and how to make it get from point A to point B in the kindergarten year. That is so essential to get your foundations. So, Memoria Press planned it all out for me. No sweat off my brow. Number 2, no prep. Just like I was just saying, it leads up to no planning, no prep. It's all done for you. You open and you go. Literally, what the only prep that I would do each and every day is after we got done with our schoolwork, I had a little purple bin that we got for $1 at Target. And I would look at the next day, see if we had done Wednesday. Then I would look at Thursday after we were done with Wednesday. And I would simply pull these books in the order that we like to do our day. And put the books in order in her purple bin. And so the next day when I said it's time for school, she didn't have to wait for Mama to pull things out. I literally just pulled the bin out and we just tackled one thing right after the other in the purple bin. So that's all the prep that I did, all the prep for the core subjects that I did. And it was absolutely fantastic and wonderful and just such a relief for this mama who had 2 other kids to care for besides just the one. Okay, so number 3, it fully exceeded all my expectations. Let me go back for a second. I knew before I was even married that I was going to be a homeschool mom and I was going to homeschool my children. I was not homeschooled, but my husband was homeschooled. I was even in a boarding school at one point in my school career. So I wanted to approach schooling very different for my own children. And the Lord really laid it on my heart that this is how we were supposed to raise our family. So for the first couple of years, starting at age around 3, I really pressed really hard on school, thinking that school needed to start at 3 for some reason. And it was just because it was pure excitement. I was so excited, wanting to get ready. But we messed around and it was just awful and it was crazy and I regret it. With our other children, I'm not doing that approach. We're more relaxed now. So I did not want to start kindergarten with my first child when she turned 5. She turns 5 in August. So she would be an extremely young kindergartner. And I know with Memoria Press, it is an accelerated program. And if I wanted to stick with Memoria Press, I needed to hold her back another year so she would have a good maturity level to tackle what was going to be expected of her. So as part of my job as a mom was to know her capabilities and what she can reasonably do. So with that, we decided to do Memoria Press kindergarten when she turned 6 in August of 2019. And it worked out tremendously well. She learned to read. She is now reading at a second grade level. She is doing math in her head and on paper, any paper she can find. She's writing out math problems. In fact, I woke up one night in the middle of the night and heard something going on in the house, so I got up to check on it, and it was my kindergartner in the schoolroom doing her rod and staff math in the middle of the night. And I was like, go to bed. And so when I went the next morning to check her work, she had gotten all of her answers correct in the middle of the night. So that just shows you that it's amazing that each day is so planned out and so well thought out that by the time you're done with your schooling, you have such this sense of relief that we did it. We did it together. And they actually learned something, and they're getting more independent, and they're getting smarter, and you did it together, and you felt fully equipped to teach because of everything that Memoria Press gives you to teach. So it fully exceeded all my expectations for our kindergarten year. I was not expecting her to read at such a level that she was right off the bat. I felt like we were going to need some more time, but it worked out wonderful. So it's well thought out, it's well planned out, it's hardly any prep at all. Fully exceeded all my expectations. I'm sorry, guys. And number 4, I never felt overwhelmed as a mother. I had this huge sense of relief every night that we did exactly what we needed to do to progress each day. It wasn't just an overload of information for my daughter and for me to be able to teach and convey back to her. Every day it was a slow process that was continuous, that was steady and rhythmic like, that she learned, and without her noticing, and without even me noticing, she learned over 9-10 months of school, maybe even 8 months of school. She learned, and it blew my mind. It went by so fast. It absolutely went by so fast because they planned it out so well. It just gets the job done, and before you know it, the job is over. And so it's crazy how fast our time went. Literally, the last month of school, I was like, how can I slow this down? I'm not ready for kindergarten to be over with. I need to slow it down. But by that time, she was practically doing all of her work on her own anyway. She could, especially her math, she could do all of her work on by herself in her copybook and all of that. So it's just, it was just amazing. Okay, I keep saying that over and over because I can't express enough how amazing it was. Okay, so last things last. So it's planned out, no prep, fully exceeded all my expectations, never felt overwhelmed. And number 5, which a lot of people talk about this with children, it had a good rhythm to it. My child knew that by the end of the week we had spelling. She knew every other day was a rod and staff math day. She knew, it was refreshing that she was not overstimulated by all the colors or pictures. She knew the rhythm of the First Start reading program, that by Monday and Wednesday we were usually learning a new concept. Thursday and Tuesday We were reviewing that concept, and then Friday we were having a spelling test of some sort. She knew about the copy work that we would take that first day and copy the first line and talk about it. And the second day was the second line and we would talk about it. By Friday, she was coloring and illustrating the picture. So it was just such a rhythmic curriculum through every single subject, not just one, but all of the subjects had this fantastic rhythm each week that we could depend on, that we could rest upon, that was secure in its own way because nothing was thrown out of left field. So if you were considering Memoria Press kindergarten curriculum, I would highly suggest it. It went by so fast because it worked. It was, I'm not a good communicator. I just know that there's not a whole lot of videos out about this curriculum. But I want you to know that it works and it's amazing and you have a fantastic year and there's hardly any tears shed. If there are tear sheds, it's because maybe you're pushing too hard or maybe your child is trying to manipulate you. I mean, but the curriculum itself is just amazing. And let me tell you, right now, I'm on pins and needles to purchase my next year's curriculum. I want it so badly. I almost just want to just drive to Kentucky and go into the building and steal my curriculum. I want it so badly. So if you're on the fence, please just give it a try. It's amazing. It works and it's so planned out well for you. So just give it a try. Trust me on this. And if you have any questions, please comment below. Would love to have a conversation with you. I would even give you my own personal number and we can talk about it. I can tell you how amazing it is. Alrighty. Take care, mamas.